Hey, welcome to crepemyrtlerow. My name is Lisa. Today we're going to do a tour of my dining room decorated for Valentine's Day. This is about the only room that I do Valentine's in. I do just a couple of things in my kitchen, like sitting in the windowsill and all, but mainly just here in the dining room. So let's just get started. I have these placemats. These are just cloth ones that I thrifted, and that is the thing that you will know I'll mention about a lot, and is nearly everything in my home is thrifted, and you can do a lot of stuff with thrifted things. But up here is my kissing figurines. I showed them at Christmas time, the kissing Santa Clauses, but I also love to get them for all occasions. For some reason, this little set, they must have been having an argument. But I love finding these, and I think they started, my love of kissing figurines probably started with a set of the angels, and then I found some Santas, and they kind of moved to the Santas, and I got more of those, I think. And I like old, like pot holders and stuff, and aprons and everything. And then I no longer have a tiered tray, so I just kind of made my own with some cake plates I just stacked up, and I love that one. Like I said, everything pretty much is thrifted except those cake plates. These two I bought. The one that's underneath is a glass one, and it was thrifted. That little fella is supposed to hang on the side of a candle. But I love the little Cupid dolls or Cupid faces. He's really cute back there. Love this set. And some of these I found on eBay, like this set I found on eBay. Okay, here is my table. I like to use vintage tablecloths in this way, just on a diagonal, because of course they're not big enough for my table, but I love looking at them and having them to display. So I just put them on the diagonal there, and that works for me. And I actually thrifted this one. Love it because it has the pink and the red. And here's just like a newer style of drip glaze bowl with all kinds of heart-shaped cookie cutters that I have collected. The little cake slice is from the Target dollar spot. I think they were $3. And I loved it because it had the strawberry on it, and y'all know I like to do my strawberry decor too. And then I found this riser at a local store, well, somewhat local to me. It was actually up in Hendersonville, North Carolina. This little candle was also from the Target dollar spot. This is one of my favorite pieces, this little candle holder with the cherub on it. And I love vintage scales. I don't know that this one's actually vintage, but the fact that it's pink and red, I loved it. And it's in Japanese, I think, all the writing on it. And then I just found the little, I also love this, the little honeycomb stuff they call it with the paper. Love that. So just added that with some doilies. Y'all know I love my vintage doilies also. I have them in every single color you can imagine. And then I left the red and white toile or transferware type plates up. And of course, that mirror, for those who are new here, was a thrifted find. I love pink. It's one of my favorite colors. You wouldn't know that in my house because it's all blue and greens, but I love pink. It's my favorite. And then the drip glaze pottery. I love that stuff. And I used to have so many pieces of this that it wouldn't even fit on my Hutch. And I got the crazy idea one time that I was tired of using it and decided I would clean it out and sell off of it. And you know, of course, once you do something like that, you always regret it and wish you had those pieces back. And so that's the way I am. I really wish I had all them pieces that I got rid of back. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, the drip glaze, see how it looks like it's just dripping down the pottery? That's how the firing, when they paint it and they fire it, it's made. But I love that. And you used to could find them pretty easily in stores and, you know, thrift stores and antique stores, but they're getting harder and harder to find now. Thrifted that little wooden piece there, and then this is my Hutch. And I found a pack of these. They're like the 3D honeycomb hearts, and I just hung them off the edge there. Love those pieces. Like I said, I love anything with the paper honeycomb shape. And this garland I made from Dollar Tree pieces, and as you can see, they just kind of slide. Found packs of these at Dollar Tree a few years ago, and they're, you know, different colors of them. I need to take my time and straighten them out a little bit better. So they come in individual, like red packs, pink packs, white packs, and I just bought a few packs of each one and then just added them onto this ribbon. As you can see, it just kind of winds through the ribbon and just alternated the colors to have that. And then up here, the pink depression glass is something I inherited from my mother-in-law when she passed. And it is not the reproduction, it is the real thing from, I guess, what, the 20s or 30s or whenever that was real popular, because she got it when she was young and then got, I think some of the pieces were her mother's. But I love the little, like, I think they call that a biscuit jar. We would call it a cookie jar or something, but I think they called it a biscuit jar. But I just loved all of those pieces. And I knew they would be perfect with my Valentine's decor. And some more kissing figurines, and of course that's one of my granny's old mixer, and then I just switched out the milk glass bowl that goes in it for that jadeite bowl that I recently got at an estate sale. And then here, these plates in the back, the red ones and the pink ones, those came from Target. And I think they were $1 a piece, or maybe $1.99. I can't remember now. I would take one in the back to see, because I'm sure the sticker's still on it, but I'm afraid I might mess something up. And I love vintage Valentine figurines, and that one is a planter. And of course, there's some more of the red and white transferware. That planter back there was thrifted, and then these are thrifted, and someone made those and they're open there, so I guess you could sit some candy down in them or something like that. But I just thought they were really cute. A saying we say a lot here in the South, not always a good thing if you hear that. And then here is me and my two little love bugs when they were babies. They're in their mid to upper 20s now, so not babies anymore. And this figurine right here, it's a planter, is my absolute favorite vintage piece that I have there. And you can see it's a planter. I got it off of eBay, and I would love to have a lot more, but they're very expensive. So I have to be very particular about the ones that I like to find or order off of there. I recently found out it's a music box, but unfortunately the music part is kind of stuck. It doesn't play. And I found that one and I loved it because they were the kissing angels. And it's an old box of Valentine candy with a little Raggedy Ann in it, because I love Raggedy Ann. Then we come down here. This plate, or this little plaster piece, my daughter and I made when she was 3 years old, and you can see it's like a 3D version of her hand. And there's actually, if you get up close, you can see the lines and all on her hands. And then I let her paint it. But let me tell you, she was like 3 years old. It was hard to let that kid hold her hand still long enough to sit. You know, it's like a couple of minutes it had to sit in there to sit up the mold. That was a challenge. And I loved this planter because it's got the little kissing birds. Just other little vintage candy dishes. Love that one. Reminds me of the boxes of candy, but that one's just ceramic. I just took some Dollar Tree foam hearts and glued them together and stuck them on a stick to go down in there. And that was ribbon from the Dollar Tree a few years back. Made that. Most everything on here is from the Dollar Tree. And there's a mixture of lights. You can't really see that well. Let's see. These are like little red heart lights. I have some pink lights. They don't show pink very much on here. And then I've got some the tree itself is a pre-lit white tree. I had ordered a pink tree from Amazon, and y'all, that thing was pitiful when it got here. It was like the skimpiest little tree I'd ever seen in my life. You could see all of the pole. I mean, it was pitiful. So I got out one of my flocked green Christmas trees, and I thought, well, you know, by the time I get everything on it, you're not going to tell that it was a tree under there anyhow. That came from the Dollar Tree. It was in the $5 section. And something I'll tell you about the vintage Valentines, if you're new here, I just did a Google search for vintage Valentine images. And when I found the ones I liked, like this one for instance, I just saved it and then went into Word and brought that image in and then sized it to the sizes that I want. Because some of them would be little bitty images, some of them would be like the full page. And then I just printed them out on cardstock and then cut them out, punched a hole in the top, and then added the ribbon to hang them on. So that's how you can get those. I know you can buy vintage Valentines off of like Etsy and eBay and stuff. People will sell them. They can be quite expensive. And this way I got to print out exactly the ones I wanted. So, and that's pretty much with anything. If you'll do a Google search for the image, and I mean, as long as you're not selling it and you're using it for yourself, it's okay to have it printed out and frame it or do like I did. And then I have this little pillow here that I thrifted. It's cross stitched with the little hearts. So that is all for my Valentine's tour. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I hope y'all have a very blessed day. If you don't already subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to join my YouTube family and come on over to Instagram and Facebook and join me there. Links to all of my things will be in the description box. And I'll also have an Etsy store. Right now it's very low in inventory, and I know I keep telling you guys that I'm gonna get stuff put on there, but it's just taking me a little while. This is a very busy year for me, y'all. I've got a baby shower in February, a wedding shower in March, a wedding in April, my new grandbaby's supposed to be here in May, and then so come June, I'm going on vacation. So it's gonna be a crazy year. I don't know how much I'll be, consistent on here, but I hope y'all will, keep an eye out for my videos and keep checking back. And like I said, keep a check on the Etsy shop if you're interested in vintage items like I am, and I will be adding stuff as I have time. But I hope y'all have a very blessed day. Bye.